on Friday, finger and toenails should be cut on the same day. So will you cut your nails then today?
I bite my nails, I don't cut them.
He's disgusting, he bites his nails.
If you've already bitten your nails, you don't need to cut them.
There's nothing to cut.
Nobody can become a 10-minute Jew. It takes weeks and weeks and months of studying, learning and understanding these laws. It's so vastly away from your way of life that you would have no understanding of it whatsoever.
I could try.
Stamford Hill, London. Just a few miles northeast from the heart of the capital. It's home to a devoutly religious community of around 20,000 Hasidic Jews. And it's the largest of its kind in Europe. The Hasidim live by an extraordinarily detailed set of ancient commandments that have their roots in the Torah. Stamford Hill is a bewildering blend of biblical law and modern-day life. And for the next few months, it was to be my home. One of Stamford Hill's most outspoken residents is Gabby Lopp, a retired teacher who now dedicates several hours a day to learning the Torah and Jewish law.
Slander, vengeance and bearing a grudge, rules concerning physical well-being, things forbidden because they are dangerous, laws concerning charity. This is the code of Jewish law. This was made by Rab Shlomo Gansfried. It's called the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. And it's really just basic laws. It doesn't discuss how a law came about, from where.
But these are the laws that you live your life by.
That's what you live your life by.
And they're based on the 613...
613 mitzvot, commandments.
613 commandments. And are they loosely based on, the 10 commandments?
They are loosely based on the 10 commandments. The salting of meat, eating and drinking before the regular meals, laws concerning meals. Everything is controlled. The way, how you go to toilet, what you, whether your toilet's permitted, a communal toilet, would it be permitted? Is it embarrassing, or do you not have it embarrassing? Everything is controlled. For instance, you're not allowed to, if you, well, excuse my English, but you're not allowed to fart with tefillin, with the phylacteries on your head. The laws of circumcision, the redemption of the firstborn, the training of children, a male will not put on a woman's garment and vice versa, laws concerning new crops, the separation of challah, first portion of the dough.
And how much of your life have you dedicated to studying these laws?
Most of it. My wife's coming in.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the people asked me,
who's
coming in? Stop it, we can stop it, wait a minute.
Hello? Will she not want to be in the...
No, she doesn't mind, she doesn't mind.
Can I say hello?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Oh, sorry, I'm not sure I should shake hands.
No,
now you've done it already, it's too late. Not sure.
Now the harm is done.
You see, you can't always, it's not, it doesn't, it's the intent.
What? Ah.
You see, some people think that shaking hands is a terrible thing, but it's not really the actual shaking hand, it's the intent.
But I shouldn't, in Hasidic life, the man, I shouldn't shake hands with a woman, is that right?
No, they shouldn't have any physical contact.
Physical contact. I'm very sorry.
Worry, I'll forgive you, how should you know?
Do you think this is the first time we've done some filming, and we're going to be filming for a few months in the area? Do you think you'd be able to kind of guide us around the area?
No.
Why not?
Because everybody's very, very secretive. Because they always think about the children they have to marry off. What will harm their name?
Oh.
Well, that's not important.
And we haven't got that problem anymore. We've got 2 children, they're married. And blow it all! We just say what we like. Especially my husband.
One of the most important commandments of all is to get married. And most Hasidic people marry young, at around 19 or 20.
Can I ask a question? If it's too personal to say, but you've been married
40 years.
Wow. What did you feel that you felt attraction and you felt compatibility?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. I was 24 and a half.
You were an old boy.
And yeah, I was before then. And I didn't really want to get married.
I was scared of him.
Really?
Yeah. I was pretty scared.
I tried to put off the going to bed, but put it off as long as possible. I was scared of it stiff.
Yeah, and they made a whole mess of it. We were going to teach it.
Living in Stamford Hill, it's not unusual to be invited to as many as 100 weddings a year. Later that week, Gabby and Tikwa were invited to a wedding by an old friend from the neighbourhood, and to my surprise, he was happy for me to come along too. What's your name?
My name is Avi Bresler.
Right.
I live in Stamford Hill. I came here 21 years ago. I got married to an Israeli girl who came here a few years before me.
Okay.
And we have 5 children. Today is the day that my oldest is getting married.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 20.
How do you feel about him getting married?
Very excited.
Really?
Yes. She's the grandmother. She's my wife's mother.
Hello. Hello.
That's my mother from Israel came. Mazel tov. Mazel tov, mazel tov, Ima, mazel tov.
בלב שמח, ושתזכה בכל השמחות לבוא בריא.
You should be able to come. It's Hebrew.
It's Hebrew.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, okay.
She wish you should be able to come to loads of simchas, lots of chassan, lots of weddings, and
Okay.
be happy. My brother-in-law from Israel.
Hello. Hello.
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov, mazal tov.
My first Hasidic wedding.
Avi's son, Ichimaya, is 20 and works at his father's grocery shop. He met his bride 6 months ago, working behind the till. But in accordance with Jewish law, they've avoided all physical contact. Once married, the couple still won't be able to touch until the end of the night, during the last dance.
Kenine min Reb Yitzchak Meyer ben Reb Avrom Yehidach Sandanan lemura Simcha bas Reb Kutzan Gecholma de Kusid Mefirish Lael Bemuna de Kushel Miknaya Bay Hakoil Shura V'Kayom.
Mazel tov, mazel tov. Some of them are praying now, the second prayer of the day.
Will you do that as well?
Yes, I'm going to join them now.
Enjoy your cigarette.
Yes, that's right, yes, of course. Pressure.
Pressure.
Yes.
After the ceremony, Avi had put on a big meal for all his guests. The hall was divided into two because under Jewish law, men and women are forbidden from mixing at public events, even for the dancing.
There's nothing in this entire world bigger and greater and more enjoying than a real Jewish heartful simcha. Simcha means a wedding. You can feel it in the spirit, in the air, how much people are loving and
I feel ecstatic.
feel it also.
I feel it.
I'd anticipated something more serious, more somber, from such devoutly religious people. This wasn't what I'd expected at all.
I drank too much, I cannot stand up. I drank too much.
Be careful.
My head is...
As the night went on, Gabby seemed to withdraw a little. What did he make of the party and its host, Avi Bresler?
Hello.
Hey, come in. After you've been filming Mr. Bresler's wedding,
That's right.
I didn't enjoy it.
Why not?
It's so queer. It's people from Yemen. They come from a total different background. And people from Eastern Europe. It's just... It was queer. I saw Mr. Bresler this morning.
Did you?
Yeah. I said, oh, is the young couple happy? Yes, thank God, yes. I said, that's the main thing.
Yeah. He's a really nice guy, Avi.
He's sweet. Made a bit of a mess of his life. What can you do?
Did you find it moving, the wedding? Did you?
I don't get emotionally involved. I liked it very much when I saw them, the other people happy, but I'm not really, I look at happiness completely as a different thing. It's an inside thing of happiness. Happiness is not something just when you dance around like a nutcase. That's not happiness. And there was a bit, in my eyes, a bit wild dancing, and some people expressed their happiness. And I was very pleased for Avi that he's married off his child, because he sees a future, and I hope the marriage is a successful one. But in their marriage, they have to understand. She talks to them.
Sorry.
Sorry's no good. You've ruined it.
What did she do?
She put on the machine when I was talking. How can everybody hear what I'm saying?
You were in mid-flow, Gabby.
Yes.
Let's go back in.
Marriage is like God. That's what God's aim is on this world. Two different people get together and try to build a life. The idea is to make one person of them. The more one you make out of your unity of marriage, the more one you are, and the more love there is. And that's what real love is about. Love is not about when you get married first, you love yourself. But then you learn that love is not loving yourself. Loving your partner loving your partner, and being in love has nothing to do with the physical. It's a spiritual connection which you feel nearer to each other. It's also practiced through physical, but it is mostly a spiritual connection.
Do you not have lunch together?
Yes,
I eat when I feel hungry. I don't eat every day exactly the same time.
that's why you're fat.
What?
That's why he's fat. Because he goes for sweet things.
He eats too many sweet things.
Yeah.
And he doesn't eat at the right time.
I'm making salads. What shall I do?
I eat whatever's there. I don't... food is not my life. Let me say, oh, now, what am I going to have tonight? What am I going to have for supper? What's there? I eat when I'm hungry. I'm not till I'm hungry. I'm not hungry, I don't eat. If my body tells me it's hungry, then I eat. I don't have to have 3 meals a day because somebody has decided breakfast and supper.
Although not unheard of, divorce is rare among Hasidic people. Even more unusually, Avi Bresler is separated from his wife and lives alone in a gated residence on the outskirts of the community.
Is that what you do every morning? You wash your hands?
That's right.
Is that law?
Yeah.
How many times are you meant to wash your hands?
3 times each hand. You do it in order, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Right, left, right, left, right, left. Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
That's what it says in the book. Been brainwashed as a little kid from when you're 2 years old to do it every morning. I mean, of course you feel clean after that. It's in your mind. It's like it's It's above the understanding place where it is in there, I don't know where it is. It's like inside, deep inside, you know that you're clean, you don't think, you know.
How was the wedding for you? How did it make you feel? Because it was lively, right?
It was very lively, yeah. Quite a lot of people in the town knows me and come to make my son happy. My son is working in the shop, so they came to make him happy. He's got many customers who come in. And everybody just came to wish him congratulations. They were all helping in the dancing and stuff. And
Avi is a father of 5. His second son, Tuli, has just returned from 5 years of religious studies in Israel. He's come back to work in his dad's property business.
So Tuli, how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19?
Yeah, I am.
So you're Avi's second oldest?
Second oldest, that's right. Unless there's some more that I don't know about. I'm joking.
Is he a good dad?
Yeah, I think he's the best dad, seriously.
Is he like a friend as well?
Yeah, he is. It's not he's like a friend, he is a friend.
At 19, and with his older brother married off, Avi has decided it's time to find a match for Tuli.
Hello, yes. Hello. Yes, I am the owner.
I've just met your son.
oh, what do you think of him?
He's a good lad.
Good lad, he's a good lad. When he sleeps, he's very good.
Hello. Understand. And where's the water going? And where's the water leading to? Hello, hello.
We need to talk to a few matchmakers to get him out of the way.
What sort of woman would suit him, do you think?
I hope we'll get a good wife, I don't know.
Okay.
Good young girl.
Yes.
Good behavior. Girl who's got a bit of brain.
Hello, yes, I'm with you. You know what, I'll be there in like for 5-10 minutes, alright? No problem, see you over.
Tuli works for you, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him into the business.
Into the property business.
So how's he doing?
How is he doing?
At the moment, everything he's touching is wrong, I'm just joking.
I can show the bottle. Very hot.
See you later.
Take care.
Do you really think he's ready to get married?
Yeah. At 18, 19, it's the time to start looking for a match.
Okay, so what else do I need to know about your son? So what's he doing? You said he's working.
He's working for me now in property management.
Okay, so what does that mean? What's he doing? 'Cause it could be anything.
He's managing my properties, collecting rent.
Right, okay. What sort of personality? I mean, I would like to meet him at some stage,
sure.
I think, or even to talk to him on the phone just to find out what he's like.
Sure.
What would you say his personality is like?
He's a very, very nice guy, very genuine.
I'm sure he's nice, is your son? No, what's he like? Is he quiet? Is he loud? Is he...
He's quiet, he's shy.
He's shy. How would you describe the level that he learns at? Is he a good learner? Is he average? He's clever.
He's very clever, yeah.
Right.
Very smart.
So
he's definitely built to work, but he's learning. He's very interested to learn.
Right. Okay, fine.
I've got a picture of this.
Okay.
If that will tell you anything.
Can't really tell.
My first son just got married a couple of months ago, so I got a picture from the wedding.
Oh, let's see.
The engagement to the wedding, can't remember.
Very nice. How can I put this? It shouldn't be a problem for him. The only thing is, most of the girls who come to me are university-educated girls. It's not so much the, I don't get so much the type of girl that you'd be looking for.
One very important factor for you to know, I was convicted for money laundering a few years ago, and I spent 4.5 years in jail. So some families maybe it will not be suitable on this. You need to know it in advance. There's no comebacks. Why didn't you tell me why?
Right.
It's maybe what do you call it, keten, like a bad mark, but it's a bad mark out of a lot of good stuff. It's not, the good side will cover for it.
I was in prison for 4.5 years.
For money laundering?
That's right.
And what was the money used for? the dirty money?
It was used to... The money came from Class A drugs, and it was shipped to Colombia to buy probably some more cocaine or whatever.
And how much money was laundered?
According to the prosecution, 6.5 million, just over 6.5 million pounds.
Was that right? The right figure?
I don't know.
How did you manage to find a wife for your oldest son? Where did she come from?
My first son is working for me, and I've got 3 grocery shops in Stamford Hill. I'm a partner in them. And he's working there, and he met a girl by serving on the team.
I see. That might be how you're going to find someone for this son, because I think it's going to be very difficult for me to phone up someone and say, right, would you like, to explain all the facts, because I don't know you at all.
I mean, Stamford Hill, everybody knows me.
Sure, no, I'm sure they do. It's just that I'm not from Stamford Hill, so you're out of my area.
Avishnek, he lives, when you take the first left here, in the second corner on the right, corner house.
No, I don't know.
No,
I don't. Amazingly, I don't know everyone in the street.
Do you know Dunker?
No.
No. Just around the corner.
No. Your son is a bit out of the box, so I think it's not going to be an easy one to find.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm prepared to compensate in that way. For example, with the previous daughter-in-law I've taken, I've paid all the expenses from the Hasana wedding, the lot, dressing her. I mean, there's a lid for every bottle, they say.
Oh, sure.
And,
no, that's right.
I want to feel that I want to feel that I've done my best, that I tried. I went to just phone him and I spoke to him.
Sure.
My son is a very special boy. If you see him, if you get to know him.
I would very much like.
I'm not saying it because I'm his father.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I had a bit of a shock when he announced that he'd been in prison. It threw me completely. I really did have a shock.
Did you launder the money?
No, it was a conspiracy. I had a part in a conspiracy which I allowed to use my office to receive and collect money.
I hope it was all right with him. I hope it didn't offend him in any way. I've never come across this before at all, so it was very difficult for me.
So you just housed it?
That's right, yeah.
And did you know a lot about what the money was being used for?
Not really, but the money had some dirty smell.
I suppose, on reflection, it shouldn't be something that will be held against his son. But unfortunately, in the Jewish community, it's a very small community. People will know about this and people will judge accordingly.
The whole package disturbs a bit, there's no question about it. But there's a lot of good sides to us. People know Avi Bresler is, people love Avi Bresler. Avi Bresler's got no enemies. People respect him for what he is. And I think that covers a lot.
Avi's never had a hard bringing up. His father died when he was only 7. Avi didn't have the fatherly background and drifted into bad company and bad behavior. And really, you sometimes get people for manslaughter don't get a 9-year sentence. And it caused him to drift away from the original marriage. And his wife wants to stay to him, but he sort of learned different ways of enjoyments in life, which are very sad. And he loves his children, but he wants to stick to the new rules he's learned. And once you learn a new rule, you get used to it. It's very hard, and I don't want to go into details, but anybody who understands what I mean. And this has caused the marriage to drift apart.
Not the Hasidic way?
Not the religious way. Not the Hasidic way, not the religious way. In any way it is, but you can't what you expect. Our prisons are full of these kind of people. They're loaded with these kind of people who come from all these kind of backgrounds. So of course you learn bad way. The government alone admits that in prison is the best school, the best college for educating thieves and everything else, and it's for all kind of behavior.
A week later, I was off with Avi and some of his friends to the Ukraine for one of the biggest dates in the Jewish calendar, Rosh Hashanah, New Year.
This shop with all this alcohol. It's beautiful.
Can you have a drink here?
Yes. Vodka, I can drink vodka, whiskey. Don't need to be kosher. Beer, yes.
You okay?
Yeah.
Hold on, something for charity, a donation for charity.
Oh, I've got to go this way for now. I'll try and catch you later.
For 1 week of every year, the town of Uman is taken over by tens of thousands of Hasidim. It's one of the biggest festivals of its kind anywhere in the world.
The Stamford Hill posse.
That's right, we're Stamford Hill boys, and we're
The
in.
Stamford Hill boys are here.
How amazing. Uman Rosh Hashanah, Uman Rosh Hashanah, Uman Rosh Hashanah. I'm so excited. As you can see, we got some bunk beds. It's probably going to be, it's the second time in my life I'm sleeping on a bunk bed. Previous time I was in prison.
As you see, everyone's wearing white down there.
Why are they wearing that?
White is a colour for clean of sins. God forgives us.
Once Rosh Hashanah begins, there are very strict rules about what festival goers can and cannot do.
Cigarettes.
It says the festival started, do not put off cigarettes. You're not allowed to put off. You can just leave it on the side, but not put off. Not light, not put off.
So they have to keep smoking?
No, you can just leave it in the side. Put it in an ashtray, but not put it off. Like you cannot light also. You can light from one to another, you can light from a candle, but you cannot light the fire. I want to count the money next to you. I'll count it, you count it, and then you keep it.
Are you not allowed to keep money?
That's right. No.
Why not?
Because it's against the law to hold the money. Okay, that's one.
How much is here?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 2,000. 2,200 pounds, $500, and 1,080 grivens. I want to give you my passport.
Oh my God.
Patrick, if you want, we got tons of Nash sour sticks, Haribo's, chocolates, peanut chews, crackers, a suitcase here which Avi brought full of Nash from his shop. We got the ready-made meals, you just have to put hot water.
So I can have any of that?
You can have whatever you want. You're part of the member now.
You cannot light by themselves, they take light from me.
The Hasidim make the yearly pilgrimage to visit the grave of Rabbi Nachman, a key figure of the Hasidic branch of Orthodox Judaism, who died a little over 200 years ago. Nachman promised he would save those followers from hell who came to his grave at New Year.
Rabbi Nachman.
Rabbi Nachman.
Touch the try behind me. Yes, of course.
Why do people want to touch it?
Feel close to the rabbi. You can ask him things you're more near to him. Why did you come here? Be next to him. Get as close as you can.
Does it feel good?
Yes.
Seeing Avi at the grave reminded me how important his faith was to him. Later that night, we attended a meal prepared for the Stamford Hill party.
No. How are you, Avi?
I'm cool, man.
You having a good night?
Yeah, of course.
Where are we going?
Yeah, but is anyone here?
It had been a long day for Avi, and prayers were due to begin again at first light.
You tired, Avi?
Why?
Everyone's going to the synagogues to pray now. People wake up early, and we try to pray all day and not to sleep, because they say if you sleep during this day, you're going to have a sleepy year.
I feel a bit guilty. Should have been going to pray now on this holiday. I'm standing here like an idiot, smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee. I'm sure God will understand me.
Having fun?
Yeah, love it here.
Avi's 41. Most of his roommates were in their mid to late 20s, and all of them were single.
Not many guys here that are married, right? Most of the guys here with us now
in our apartment, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's quite unusual, isn't it? Normally people are guys are married a bit younger.
They're a bit of the troublemakers, and let Brady answer for that.
These are troublemakers.
Yeah, most of them.
You're not meant to have sex outside of a marriage, or are you?
Bang! Leave me out of it.
Abby? What do you mean, leave you out?
Leave me out.
Where are you going? What's your situation?
I can't have this discussion right now.
Avi's still married, but has now been separated from his wife for over 4 years.
When did you start to realise that it wasn't right for you and your wife?
The very first night. But I was too young. I didn't have a father. I was orphan from father's side. I didn't have a father to ask him questions, what is right, what is wrong. And I knew that the wedding cost a lot of money. And my family is happy that I got married. I didn't want to break everybody's hearts. So I thought, I got married, stick to what you got, be happy and continue life.
So the first night you knew it wasn't right. How did you know on the first night?
It's not really nice to discuss it.
Okay.
It's private.
So that very first night you knew it wasn't right, but yet you stayed together for how many years?
Stayed together for about 16, 17 years.
That must have been difficult.
It was. It's difficult for me and for her. I mean, if I feel like that, she feels what I feel also. It's not easy.
I just accidentally turned the light off, which is, you mustn't do, it's a thing called meksa, which is where you're not allowed to do certain things like carry electrical stuff on the festival that we've got now.
You just switched it?
I've done it by mistake, yes. So there won't be a problem because I've never intentionally done it. If I had intentionally done it, then I would have had to pray to God to forgive me. But thank God that was not the case.
What would the problem be?
Not much.
If you'd done it intentionally?
Then I don't know. It'd be up to God. It wouldn't be up to me.
Bradley has only lived in Stamford Hill for 6 years.
Basically, the song starts off, an accomplished woman who can find, for beyond pearls is her value. She opens mouth with wisdom, and a lesson of kindness is on her tongue.
Born to Jewish parents, but brought up in a non-observant home. He came to the community for help after the death of his father.
And let her be praised in the gates of her own deeds.
Since then, the community has taken him in as one of their own.
Could you please turn the lights off? Please.
But in Jewish law, you don't sleep with
I'm supposed to sleep with lights on, how's that?
By the way, Brady's not so. He's a very religious guy.
Ignore this one.
But he hasn't yet practiced all the religious purposes. You're not allowed to ask a non-Jewish person to switch the light. You have to explain them like, I'm not allowed to sleep with the light. I can't sleep with this light on. So you should understand to switch it off.
He's cross with you now.
He's upset because I told him that's not the way the Jewish law goes, and I didn't mean anything bad to him, just like to help him out because he wants to learn. And maybe he doesn't like when people teach him or anything, or tell him what to do. I'm not mean telling him what to do, just to help him out.
It was our final night in Uman, and after 4 days of religious observance, we were on our way to the post-festival concert. The headline act was Stamford Hill's own Shimmy Goldstein, a friend of the boys.
Without Shimmy, would have been. Shimmy rocked it!
Shimmy, man, he's gonna be the king of the singers of the world!
Look at me, guys! Look at me, look at me! Are you guys ready?
He's the strongest man in Stamford Hill. Any problem, anyway, you call him, he's sort it out. Yes.
Like this! Pick me up!
Even the police is scared of him. Even the police is scared of him. Not easy to arrest someone like that. Not easy to arrest someone like that, to get control of him. Tough cookie.
Show them your six-pack. Show them your sack. Show them your six-pack. Look.
Hey! You put my button!
Show them your check. You got 20 minutes. There you go. Hey, buddy, there you go. Nice.
I'd had a great time in Uman. Avi and the boys all took their faith seriously, but there was a sense of fun at the festival I hadn't expected. It made me look again at the faces around Stamford Hill and wonder if under their hats and coats they were more like me than I had ever imagined.
So did you hear I went to...
Yes, Uman you went to.
Yeah.
Yes, well, you found them nuts.
Who?
You found them all nuts there.
Who?
There's people, a whole load of people who come there. They throw their emotions into the religion. Religion is not an emotional thing. Religion is understanding. An extreme way of life is not the religious way of life. Having children and going normally, that is the normal way of life, and living with a wife and a partner.
I suppose I'm just going with the people that would sort of invited me along.
Yes, of course you can. But let's say there are rabbis who pray all day, but prayer is not made for all day. It's made to pray till half whatever time you want to pray, a bit in the morning, come home, sit down with your family, have a normal life, Friday night, make kiddush, sit down with your family, together on one table. That's the normal way of life. These people don't spread the normal way of life at all. And if you think they do, then and anybody watching this thinks they do, then there's something wrong with him. And
do you think I wasted my time going to Uman then in trying to understand things?
Definitely. And it's not, if to Avi that helps him stay religious, fair enough, good enough. But I don't think I can't see him staying more religious through going to Uman. Do you think so? Do you think Avi is going to be a more religious person, a more upstanding person through going to Uman?
Well, Avi was quite loving towards me.
towards you, maybe, towards maybe it does do something for Avi. But I think there are more important things which could do Avi. Structural studying would be more important. Had Avi stayed at home and studied for those days, would it be more important? Stayed with his family, would it be more important than going away? Wouldn't it have? Wouldn't you think so? Wouldn't you think the New Year, spending around your family, is more important than going to Oman?
Maybe he does it at a different time. No?
No,
He's a
doesn't
big
do it
family
at all.
man.
No, not really. God cries when there's a divorce, and God cries when there's a couple not getting along. Your aim in life is to get along and break your character. That's what married life is. Control of yourself, understanding not to go after your desires. That's what Jewish married life is about. But Avi doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand it because his father died when he was very young. That's
I
Jewish
thought you
way
were
of
going to
life.
be pleased that I went to Oman.
I'm not pleased at all you went to Oman. I think you photographed a completely wrong concept of the Jewish religion.
I couldn't argue with Gabi on religious grounds, but to me, family seemed hugely important to Avi. When I caught up with him, he was back on the trail of a match for Tuli.
Hi Tuli.
Hello Paddy, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Hello.
Tuli,
how are you?
Good. Good.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, Hashem. אז מה אתה סתם מדבר? אולי בעצם זה כלום, סתם שתהיה.
לא משנה שתהיה. בשבת הייתי אצל מישהו בבית, כבר שמתי לי, שנים לא הייתי שם בבית.
היא אמרה לי כבר אמא.
היא אמרה לך?
כן.
ומה אתה אומר על זה?
אני לא יודע מי. מה,
או שסתם לא משפחה.
משפחה כבר.
כן?
איך היא נראית?
בסדר. קצת קטנה, אבל מאוד נהניתי איך שהיא מכבדת את ההורים שלה, איך שהיא מתנהגת יפה, מדברת יפה, ונראית טוב, רזה, ובסדר.
כל מה שמעוניינת.
לא יודע, בסדר, קודם כל לראות שאתה מעוניין. אני יודע שצד אחד מעוניין כל מיני שאחוזים בדרך.
אתה רוצה, הוא רוצה להעיף אותי בבית. זה לא קשור, למה לא? מה? שידור טוב, זה לא...
How do you feel about that, Tuli?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, to hear, there's no harm on hearing.
Would you meet her?
Yeah.
For a week of every year, the Stamford Hill residents celebrate Sukkot, a festival commemorating the 40 years when the Israelites were wandering in the desert, living in temporary shelters. Today, Avi is building his sukkah, as instructed by the 325th commandment.
It's made of wood. Mine is not made of wood. Years ago, they used to take wood and knock with hammer, with nails and stuff. Yeah. Used to come. I remember I came out with my dad in the back garden in Israel. We took all different bits of garbage and we knocked it together because we didn't have any money to make proper sukkah. I mean, it is not a proper one, really. And it was interesting for the children.
Is that one of your great memories, being with you?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Was it?
I don't have much memories of him, but that's one of the things I remember. That's my father in his wedding.
That's with the beard there?
With the beard there. This is my father holding me when I was a baby. I think my father and me is maybe the only picture I've got.
How old are you when your father died?
I was 7 years.
How do you think your behaviour was affected by not having a dad?
I think if I had a dad, I don't know for sure, but I think I might have not gone to prison and not gone through a lot of stuff in my life, because there would have been somebody I respect and he will tell me, do this, do that, do not cross the line here, do not cross the line there. I will not blame that because I didn't
Shalom.
Do you think she's done a good job, your mum?
Oh yeah. Couldn't be better.
She got on the phone straight away, didn't she?
That's the idea. She was on the phone, she spoke the right words, she managed to arrange the right arrangement.
What's that, Tilly?
Saying if we come late, then we've already started on the wrong foot. It's no good.
I think Tully's excited.
He's upset that we might
Excited. We won't be late, we'll be on time. סליחה, מלון ממילה? איפה? פה? תודה רבה.
Where is it?
Just behind us. תשמע, טולי. קח את הפגישה, take it easy. תשאל את השאלות הנכונות, תראה, לא לדבר שטויות. עכשיו תברץ קצת על המשפחה שלה, כמה אחים ואחיות הם, יש לה אחים ואחיות נשואים. תברץ קצת על ההורים, קצת על מאיפה הם מגיעים, מאיזה מדינה הם אורגינלי, בית ספר, איפה היא למדה. אני מקווה שיהיה בהצלחה. ותודה שבחור יהיה איתך ביחד. I'm nervous. I'm more nervous than Tully was before.
But they've only met for an hour. They couldn't really know, did they?
They can know with them, yeah. I mean, don't forget, in my mother and father generation, they didn't even meet for an hour. They met maybe for 1 minute, 2 minutes, say hello to each other and they say yes, no, no, yes. You know, just now, some Hasidim getting married after meeting an hour and a half, and getting engaged.
Here, on the left.
Where? Oh yeah. Take it off. Put
Is
down,
he there?
No, yeah, put down.
Is he there?
Yeah.
Oh, he's there.
Good. Put down. No, don't. Shalom.
How are you?
Baruch Hashem, fine.
Well, you're the father.
I'm the father, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, nice to meet you too.
Thanks.
Wait, please. Please, I don't want her to look back. Paddy, put it
Okay,
down.
is she looking?
I don't know, just wait a second. Alright, just doing it.
She's gone.
She's gone?
Yeah. She's going down, it's okay.
How did it go?
It was great actually. Yeah, it went quite well. Baruch Hashem.
You like her a lot?
Yeah, she's
Do
okay.
you think you can end up with her being together in such a car? Like here? What do you think, Tully? You think one day you and I can sit in such a car?
Yeah, maybe.
Initial thought, yeah? Possibly.
Possible.
היית עצבני? היית כאילו nervous?
Yeah.
She was also nervous?
She wasn't nervous now.
Do you think she met a lot of boys before?
Yeah,
Or?
she told me.
She did meet a few.
She's met a few. Actually, today is her birthday.
Really?
She's 20 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
The conversation went smooth, everything went, yeah?
2 hours flew.
Really?
Flew.
Do you think she liked you? She liked you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Well done. Of course she likes you, Tuli. Who wouldn't like you?
No further questions.
Did you get an ice cream?
Yeah, why not? Tuli?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to her about that you want to work and live in England?
I have, actually.
Yes, and...
She's not happy about it. She wants to be in her family, which is very understandable.
She wants to stay in Israel?
Yeah, which is very understandable.
Would you come to live in Israel if you think she's nice and everything? You like her?
I suppose so.
You would?
If she's the right one.
Tuli? I think Tuli likes that. If he's prepared to move to Israel, he's already talking about it. If he's willing to live in Israel, he likes her.
It's Sabbath in Stamford Hill. For 24 hours in the community, everything comes to a halt as residents prepare themselves for a day of rest. It felt like a good time to say goodbye.
Who's having the candles?
You bent them.
I didn't bend them.
Look, it's all bent.
I found them like that in the cupboard.
Don't be silly. How can you find bad on a bent? You want to try to put this on and it bent.
No, it was like that.
You took for a put away, you didn't need it. You couldn't wait till I did it.
By her.
You know, when I came here, I never expected to meet anyone quite like you, Abby.
It says in the book that there's no rabbi who doesn't make any sins. Nobody is perfect. You got to try to do your best to be bound to the Torah as much as you can, to do the best, but you cannot be perfect.
You're not perfect.
No one is perfect.